Hey guys, I want to have some fun today, and in order to do that I have pulled something out of the closet that I'm amazed I had the foresight to do. I want you to take a look at what's on the bottom of this. It says Groovy People and C.C. Ryder Harp. Groovy People and C.C. Ryder Harp. So this is a Hohner Marine Band, and yes, this is it's sort of a relic. This is the harmonica that I used on that day in February of 1990 when I went in the studio with Mr. Satan, Sterling McGee, and played C.C. Ryder. This is the harp. This is the harp. And it's been sitting in my desk all this time. Now, why would I happen to have this harp? I mean, I can guarantee, because I felt like I'd had such a good day, like we'd had such a good day. It just felt like an incredible day when we laid that stuff down, that I thought, you know what, I'm going to retire this harp. I want to be able to pull it out of the... Well, yeah, so that's the harp. So what I want to do is, you know, it's amazing. These are the old, this is, you know, from the late 80s, early 90s. I probably had it. I played on the street with it, with him. And, you know, it still plays really well. It's crazy that it is. It's a little out of tune on the 4-blow, but not bad. A little off on the... Sounds like a good old Marine band. So, I'm going to do the C.C. Ryder. Actually, is this the C.C. Ryder meme? I think it is. How about that? So, what am I doing? So let me play it. Of course, on the record, I was playing through a mouse amp, and I had an Ampeg Rocket at that point. Not a Reverberacket, but a Rocket with a 15-inch speaker. It was crazy, but it had a real raw sound. So I had like tube. That was a tube amp, and I had the mouse solid-state amp, and you know, just cranked up. So this is not. This will sound a little dry if you play this next to the record, but I think this is more or less what I was doing. And the cough is interesting. The coughing is something that I've noticed has become a part of my style, and I think it was back then. You wouldn't have necessarily heard it with all of the amplification. So that's kind of the meme. It's not a meme, actually. It's the head to C.C. Ryder, played on the original harmonica that C.C. Ryder was played on. It's so cool to have this thing out. I really need to. I don't have an Ampeg, but anyway, let me show you what I was doing. So, you know, the basics are pretty easy, but to get that funky driving feeling is sort of the challenge. But the basics. So I actually coughed first. I went. So that's actually the downbeat. That's one way to think about it. That's the downbeat. So let's just do that first part. What are the actual notes? Let me go even slower. Two draws, the C harp. So I'm actually coughing twice. That, for me, that's timing. Now, if I didn't cough, it's just not the same thing. Isn't it funny? So this is a real object lesson in how important the coughs are. What am I doing? Cough, two draw, cough, two draw, whole step bend, and then release it. Let me forget about the coughs. So at that part is the part that may be tricky for you, that you may not hear right away. So that's just a kind of what I call a roll-off. Two draw, whole step bend, one draw, and then one draw bend. Really important. And you know, I could go back and I could listen to my own playing on that recording of CC Rider, and I think I'm pretty much doing this, but this is, call this the perfected version. This is how I would do it today if I were up there, and at some point I'll do that with the band. Now these are all basic blues pitches. How long do I hold it? Well, whatever works. So the coughs are really important. I had no idea just how an integral a part. Look at that. People always write to me and they say, how do you clean your harps? How do you wash your harps? I don't. There's probably spit from 30, well, when was 1990 and this is 2020, 30 years ago. God, 30 years. It's a 30-year-old harp. And there is some spit. Let me take that stuff out. I just use my fingernail. So, you know, so that's the basic. But, you know, the subtleties are all. So I noticed there, I'm going to let you figure those out. I might do the 3 with a little 4 in there. And the question is, do I do the roll off all the way down every time? And I feel like I'm doing that. That might be a little overkill. I mean, so listen to how many times I do that. So that last little thing, what am I doing there? I'm going 4 draw bend to 3 draw with no bend, to 4 blow, to 3 draw bend with a little 4 mixed in, to 2 draw. I love that lick. I love that lick. Really, when you have the blues and you want to get them out, it's right there for you. So, again, real slow, and understand that when I slow something down, the more you slow something down, the more you potentially introduce complications having to do with breathing. When you slow something down, I'm going to do it slow. When you slow something down, it sometimes leads you to shift things around a little bit and expand and smooth in ways that when you're speeding them up, when you're going full speed, you're like a NASCAR driver at 190, and everything's moving real fast, and so you want the best kind of curve angle, and so you streamline everything in certain ways. So you know, at full speed, this is a little different than doing it slow. But let me do it slow and see if I can sort of help you hear what I'm doing. And then you're back to the beginning. Now we got the first part. That takes us right through the first 4 bars. And then I reverse it. I go, instead of hitting the 2 draw first, I go 2 draw full step bend first. So that was my little invention. Again, this is not Little Walter. It's not Howlin' Wolf. It's not Sonny Boy Williamson. These are basic materials. This is the Gussow. I will just say it's the Gussow thing. All I was trying to do was match myself to Mr. Satan. How do you come up with lines like this? There's a brilliant guitar man, one-man band, hitting crazy stuff with a hugely powerful groove. And all I was trying to do is match it and do something that would work with it. So, so that bars 5 and 6, 7 and 8. bars 5 and 6. Again. Is that right? Is that what I did the first time? Yeah, sometimes I hold that a little longer. And what's that? So you know, that's sort of a little Howlin' Wolf, right? My own little take on it. The groove is everything. This is a funky groove. It's a straight time, right? So, can you hear that? Whole step bend. Whole step bend, release it. Whole step bend, all on the 2. And then I'm doing 3 draw, the blue third, to the 4, to the blue third. But again, that blue third has a little bit of 4 draw mixed in with it. So very bluesy. So this sort of works by keeping the same basic groove, keeping the same rhythmic melody, if you will, but just sort of inverting the notes. Again, let's do bars 1 through 8. And then we're back to, sorry, that's through bars 1 through 6. And then we have that big turn into bar 9. And there I just, as a sort of counterpoint to all of that fast, funky stuff, just hold on the 1 draw. And I do a vibrato on the 1 draw. This is bar 7 and 8 leading to 9. So I'm doing a whole step bend on the 2, and I definitely roll off there. And then I go right back to the 2 draw, which is on the bar 10, it's the 4 chord, and it, of course, the 2 draw is going to sound different on the 4 chord. It is the 5th of the 4 chord. It's a really great note to have. I want to make sure I don't give you wrong information. It's a really great note to have. And that's interesting at the end. So there I'm going from the 2 draw bend. And you know, those little timing things are really hard to get. When you slow them down, they disappear. And if I'm speeding it up, I probably don't even do that. Let me see. Let me go through the whole thing and see what I do at the end. Now you may have noticed that what I did on bar 4 at that little fill at the end was different than what I've been telling you to do. So let me do what I told you to do. Right? CC Rider. We're done. We're done. I've shown you as much as I can show you. Once again, yeah, we got to put the relic back in the casket until it gets reanimated. Woo, we're almost up to, this might be my Halloween, this will be my Halloween special in a week. Maybe not. Anyway, wow. It's cool. It's a little dry, the other part. Next time, we'll do another lesson on this. Meanwhile, I'm keeping this. No, it's not for sale. Bye-bye, down the road.